Because I want to talk about the problems that most Hwarang mains have. And my main problem with some players, especially online, and some YouTubers, many people actually speak very negatively about Hwarang. And I can tell you from my experience, Hwarang is one of the easiest characters to counter. It's because his options that he has from stances are most of the time they're high or low. And even his mids do not leave him in +4 if it reads +4. It's basically +1 because the fastest thing that he can do from his left flamingo and right flamingo stance is a 13 frame jab. And the Power Crush beat them. So there you go. I like to begin this video, first of all, to tell you, I already told you why I'm making this video, but I'd also like to explain, generally speaking, why Tekken 8 and even Tekken 7 started to become a problem for those players that do not have hours and hours to spend learning every single move and also improving their luck. Because the harder you work, the more your luck increases, the more luckier you get. Sorry, the luckier you get. I mean, not more luckier, the luckier you get, according to, well, various people online. So the harder you work, the luckier you get. Although some people get everything without working at all, but that's a different story. So over here, we're going to speak about some of the issues that exist in Tekken generally, but they're pretty, you can actually see them, especially when you main Hwarang. So I'm using Num's Season 3's Nightmare for Hwarang mains, this video as an example. So I'm going to show some examples where I can tell you that playing Hwarang in Season 3 and Tekken, even in Tekken 7, was a problem, okay? So let's take a look at this move, for example, okay? This move right here, which is the new move that he got in Season 2. This, if you complete this, right, this string, you're open to Rage Art. And most characters that are in stances cannot cancel their stance. And I'm talking about, generally speaking, most characters that have stances cannot cancel the stance and they're susceptible to Rage Art. And also, some of the stances lead into Power Crush. So if you are playing Hwarang and you get into the stance and the player retaliates because they know that this is basically neutral, you can get hit by Power Crush. So basically, you being in neutral is not exactly neutral because the other person can usually Power Crush from a stance, which makes the game really a guessing game. And over here, you've got a counter hit. Basically, both people sidestepped, and basically the person who got their hit first is the one who wins. And this leads to a counter hit launcher, which it shouldn't. Most of the sidestep moves should not counter hit launch, and they should not knock down because they're way too rewarding. Like, you just sidestep and you just got one timing incorrect, and now you've just been counter hit. So these things shouldn't exist for any character at all. Another issue that is present in Tekken, which I'll try to show it to you right now, this is the issue that you can see right here, which is a big issue because people from here have got a lot of options. So stance characters, and generally speaking, those that are not, even Kazuya, when he's literally standing in front of you, has basically an unseeable low. Now over here, in theory, Num could have used the 14 frame, it was up forward, 3 plus 4, I believe. Actually, I use up +4, and then I just, up 4, I'm saying, up forward, 3 plus 4, and then 3 plus 4 again to get that aerial move that Hwarang does. I don't remember what it's called, so I do that. So up forward, and then 3 plus 4, and then 3 plus 4. So I do that. And in theory, Num could do that. But stance correctors have got so many options from here that even if you can see a corrector going to stance, you're literally like you freeze right there, because you're basically these stances, right? Whenever a corrector gets into stance, every single corrector that gets into stance should be sidesteppable. Like they should just linearly move forward. And also, if you use a launch move from stance, the person should just fall on the ground. They should not tornado, or they should not get launched. This should not happen. Sidestep launches should be completely eliminated from the game somehow if they can programmatically do it. Just one sidestep and you're getting launched. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. So over here, the Num could have used a 14 frame aerial move that Hwoarang has, but he couldn't, because of course in a stance you're basically worried about what's going to happen. So there are so many. Now this is one of the things that also happened in this game. Some of the moves have built-in evasion, and in Tekken, generally speaking, you're going to have more fun online if you play characters that have got built-in evasion, and also characters that have got a parry. And Yoshimitsu is one of those characters that has a flash, so it's very easy for him to basically break the entire mechanics of the game. So if you try to play aggressively against Yoshimitsu, you get punished for that. And the flash, like the window to punish, is very small, and it was a problem in Tekken 7 as well. So over here, literally Num can do back 3 and this, and I believe Kuma gets launched from here, but he will not do that because that's not really smart Tekken, but he's kind of forced to do it. You can see how much he's struggling. And of course, people complain about this move, right? This one. This is +1. It's not +4, it's +1. And almost every single move can be sidestepped. Down 3, 4 cannot. So that cannot be sidestepped as far as I can tell. And of course, this homing move missed because of the invulnerability frames that they have in this game. So over here with Yoshi, you can see that Hwoarang's entire game plan actually fails when Num plays against a Yoshi character. Now look at the options that Yoshi has, and this is one of the worst things about this game. So first of all, this string, right? This one. This should be a very high risk, low reward kind of a thing for Yoshi, if the developers were thinking correctly. This move right here, it should be entirely natural leading up to this move right here. This should be completely natural. However, if you manage to block the first hit, then the second hit should basically completely stagger Yoshi for a respectable launch, at least a 15 frame launch as far as I can tell. Or it should basically stagger, because this move is so annoying and it's not fun for anybody. Even for new players, it's not fun, because literally you can either continue to spin and hit your opponent multiple times, or you can finish with this. And if you've got your back to the wall, you're going to get wall splatted. I believe this does wall splat. So this is really not fun at all. It's not fun at all. And this move, like this one, in theory, you can use a jab to basically stop Yoshi, right? You can basically use a jab because this move is slow, but he disappears from the screen. Literally, you cannot see this, and then he's got these keep out tools. You can stance cancel, do all of these things. And this move, this one, like what do you do if Yoshi's in your face? You sidestep, Yoshi sidestep, and if you try to retaliate, right? If you use one of your strings, this move is going to counter at launch. So these kind of things make Tekken very bad. And of course, this shouldn't also be in the game. Like he basically just used a knee, and like this knee shouldn't have missed. It should not have missed. This knee shouldn't have missed. All right. There's certain moves in this game that look similar. Some miss, some don't. So there's a huge inconsistency here. And again, he used that move. Then he was forced to use a homing mid. And again, this is one of those things in Tekken which basically, you're kind of incentivized to retaliate in this game, because if you're not aggressive, then you're going to be eating the other person's offense. And literally, this move, these low pokes are so bloody annoying that you just jab and you get like hit by one of these low moves. This should leave the other person in a seriously minus state. I do not remember how minus a player is once they use this move, but they should be serious enough that all the mid, like a person should not be able to sidestep a 13 frame mid after this, and definitely shouldn't be able to do that. Like that is ridiculous, really. That is ridiculous, because over here I know for certain that Num tried to use this move, the low, because now he knows that this character is in plus, but he guessed wrong. The person just flashed, and now he's going to get punished for it badly. I mean, not badly this time, but he could potentially be punished for this. Again, see, Num, I think he tried to duck because he thought that the moves that he's going to finish the low. This shouldn't really be an option. Like these are the things that basically make Tekken extremely difficult to play. And trust me, as far as I can tell, let's just zoom in real quick. Okay, that move did hit actually, and in like quick mode. If I look at it quickly, it didn't seem like it. I think the hurt box got extended. I'm not sure, but that move doesn't look like it hit. When games expand the hurt box like that, it's really ridiculous. I don't think it should have hit. Like, yeah, it should have hit. And that, again, that combo should have been completed. There should be some kind of, a thing where they allow the person to complete a combo. There should be a very, 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 like a error. Like if you make an error, you shouldn't be punished like that you completely drop the combo. Also, one of these things that these stance correctors that they usually have, right? These stance moves. The problem with these stance moves is that if you like block the stance move, you're in a mix-up, a proper mix-up, right? And these moves come out way too quickly. The best thing that a person can do is duck the second hit, right? Because you do not want to be caught in the mix-up like this mix-up. You do not want to be caught in this. However, these moves come out so quickly that it is almost impossible unless you're being super aggressive and you're like, that the other player, you kind of can read their mind that this player is about to do this. You basically duck. This is one of those moves, like when people talk about down 3-4 is 17 frames, and it's super telegraphed. It is so telegraphed. This move, right? Look at how, even if the frames are not good for this move, right? Look at how fast it comes out. It just comes out all of a sudden. I know that the frame data would probably say that it doesn't, but trust me, when you take a look at this, it looks faster than down 3-4. Right? Down 3-4, super telegraphed. And of course, if you miss the stance move again, Yoshi got badly punished for that. Even this move, I think it shouldn't have hit. Like, let me see what this was. Oh yeah, I think the Harong's leg actually did reach him, but just barely reached him. Again, he just, badly timed move, and he just got like the power crush. The other power crush beat the heat burst. It's basically a problem here. Let me tell you why. This really requires no skill. It's just a guess. Literally, it's just a guess. And how did that hit? Hang on a second. Oh, okay. Visually, that move did not hit. Visually, that move didn't hit. I don't think so. I think it was the pushback probably did hit. Okay. So this is the Tekken that I love. You know, pokes, small pokes, that sidestep, just a small poke, and then these. Now this is cool Tekken. Look at that. How beautiful that looks. Of course, this BS poison breath thing, it shouldn't be in the game at all. Like look at how beautiful this is. You know, waiting for the whiff. The Peacekeeper, again, it should have better tracking. Okay, now look at that. All the beauty just due to one simple heat burst, just finished. Now that was again a mix-up, and I do not know why did that. Oh yeah, okay, so he was pretty minus. That's the reason why it didn't work. Oh no. Oh. I think Num should have mashed there. So basically, these kind of lows, and I always think that this should be in the game. Lows like these should leave a person in minus, right? No low in this game should leave a person in a plus situation as far as I can tell. This is because your 13 frame move that generally all characters have should absolutely beat a ducking opponent. I do not know how minus this move is or plus this is for Yoshi, but yeah, it shouldn't really basically be a thing as far as I can tell if they really want to improve the game and make it balanced. Hwoarang's move, this one, people, you know, complain about Hwoarang and, you know, his the black kite. I think it's called black kite, that homing move that he has from stance that used to chip as well. This move is basically the move that Hwoarang just did. This one. This is basically Hwoarang's, you can say Demon Claw. Of course, it's not that. But the +6 that you get from this move are basically useless. And this shouldn't just basically be for Hwoarang. All characters, if they're in plus, should be in front of the character that they've just hit. The pushback on this move is so much that +6 is basically +3 or +2. You can't really do anything if the other person just backdashes out of this. Like, he does have a 13 frame move that he can do, but if the player just backdashes, Hwoarang gets punished badly for that. So these are all of the things that are basically incorrect about this game. Now, usually what Num just did, this is what I usually do when I hit this move as well. That's because this low has a unusually good reach, right? And if a person power crushes, or if the person retaliates, most of the time you're going to get this counter hit, and it's going to work pretty well for the Hwoarang player. So again, let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at some more gameplay. Again, this is +1. This is +1. This is not +4. Again, a bad guess. Now, this is a situation, this one, nobody should be put in this situation. Nobody in this game should be put in this situation. These installs should be gone from the game entirely. Like this install that Hwoarang has, it shouldn't be in the game, and people shouldn't have this move in this game anyway. I think the string extension that Hwoarang has, and other characters that have string extensions for you know, lows like this, they shouldn't be in the game. Hwoarang's install, probably to make this game more fun, should just be a natural combo that he otherwise has when he's not in heat. The one that leaves the person standing and leaves him in -1, which is, I believe it's down for 3. So down for 3 should basically be an install. Outside of heat, he should only be able to do down 4. That's it. And characters should be toned down. Their options should be removed, rather than giving them this option, because over here this person was in a seriously bad situation. He could get hit by a 14 frame natural combo, which Warang has, the 4-3 that he has from this stance. So this is horrible. This is not fun. This is literally a guess. You're literally guessing. Of course, people would say that this is 20 frames, so you could probably react to it. I mean, yeah, you probably could react to it, but it's not that easy. It's not that simple to react to even 20 frames moves like this. It's not a skill issue. It's literally very difficult to react. Again, this is one of those moves that I think Warang should have a natural combo. And this should be a natural combo which leaves a person, which should do like 20 damage, that's okay, but should leave a person in neutral, probably standing right in front of Warang, something like that. Make the game more fun, you know? Tone down everything. Again, I'm telling you, a person should never be put in this kind of a stance mix-up situation. It should be very low reward. Most moves should be putting the other person in minus, and this shouldn't be the case, man. Like, all of these approach tools, they should connect. All approach moves should connect. Leave the other person in front of the opponent, so they can basically retaliate, not punish, just retaliate. You know, poke or do something. Either go with a mid, low, maybe a plus frame high, something like that. These moves shouldn't be sidesteppable. Like, and most moves, like Dragunov has a running move, right? I don't think they should be that plus. They shouldn't be that plus, and they should either be neutral, so they could be, or plus ones for small pokes, maybe plus two. Plus two is good, where people, now it becomes kind of like a poking game. There shouldn't be any launch threat. It should be fun, technical. No, this is one of those moves that I really like, except that the damage is way too high. It's 44 damage from one counter hit. No character should have that. One of the good nerfs that Warang got in Tekken 8 was basically this. This is a heat engager. I think this is good for stats mix-ups. If a person has a heat engager and the heat engager really doesn't, heat engagers don't really lead to a mix-up as much as they used to when Tekken 8 came out. However, some characters from stance should not have heat engagers from stance if they are in a mix-up situation because of the low risk, high reward thing. But for Hwarang, it's kind of like medium risk, medium reward, because even with +9, Hwarang is not really going to get anything anymore. Whereas other characters, they can basically annoy you with +9 pretty much. They can. My God, look at that. What was that? Unfortunately, I pressed the incorrect button. Let me just go, and what was that? I think the stance just made Yoshi just... What was that? Oh, that was a complete whiff. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Again, 28 heat engager, that's fine. But again, it leaves Hwarang in -14. Shouldn't really be the case. Should be -10 because the person is right up, -10 or -11 because the person is right up their face. Oh my God. This is such a difficult move to basically... this is such a difficult move to counter, this one. The unblockable that Yoshi has. This one. Very difficult move to counter. Like, you're basically incentivized to hop kick. You only can hop kick, but the problem is Yoshi also has a very quick mid that he can do. And, bait your hop kick and then just float you in the air. And these are one of those things that basically make Tekken 8 not very fun to play. That's the reason why I quit this game. I showed you a sequence, a small sequence where it was just pokes and that, traditional Tekken 8 3D style game where you're just poking and, chipping away at each other. That is the kind of Tekken that, I was a fan of. And that's entirely gone. I literally uninstalled the game because I was power crushing my way up the ranks. I actually achieved God of Destruction. And it's pretty bad.